Hello guys, welcome back to KingBroLy channel. This video I want to share about part 3 summary Calpheon Ball 2024 for upcoming PvP content update that will release near future. Okay, to enjoy watch my video, make sure you turn on this video subtitle, and also you can use timestamp that I already provide to go to target topic that you want. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on bell notification to get any update and guide on Black Desert World. Okay, let's start this video content using any feature that I provide. Okay, this is continuous series video for recap Calpheon Ball 2024, and previously I already share first part for this Calpheon Ball 2024 that I discuss about new class that I class with future new season content update, and gladly this content already implement and you can enjoy it right now. And if you need more guide about how to play that I class, you can check on this playlist, especially for her simple skill combo and add-ons guide from me. And for new season content update, I already make special guide to enhancing deck to Vala gear on this video that you can find all this video link on this video description. And previously, I already share part 2 for recap Calpheon Ball 2024 when I focus discussing for future life skill content update on Black Desert. But many of this content still not implement right now since previous schedule will release some of this life skill update starting at January 2025. But at least from this early info, you can prepare anything that I mention and discuss on this video. Okay, right now I will focus discussing for future PvP content on Black Desert Online. Okay, first future PvP content that Prebiz share to us on this Calpheon Ball 2024 is about plan for changing basic PvP mechanic on Black Desert. There are 2 points for this basic PvP mechanic change that they will update. First is removing crowd control or CC resist for PvP. If you didn't know what they talking about, this is about resistance for being stunned, stiffness, freezing, grab, knockdown, bound, knockback, and floating that you can find the CC resist info on your character menu in-game. And in future, Prebiz will make all these CC resist only work for PvE only, but for PvP, all the CC resist will not work anymore. So if you using any CC skill to target group or single enemy, those CC effect will landing every time without immunity anymore. And this is huge change for PvP in future since mostly when we doing PvP, we will use our CC skill first to make sure our opponent can take full damage without have chance to block it. But Prebiz will introduce detailed explanation on Global Lab server first as always. Okay, the second change for basic PvP mechanic is about damage class ratio because on current update, each class have their own damage ratio when dealing damage to another class that you can check all this damage ratio for your class to another class on this special page that I already put link for this page on this video description if you want to check it yourself. And in future, they will simplify mechanic this class damage ratio in form of group, and they plan to make it as for group either melee, shield, range, and magic. And with this 4 group, they also didn't forget to separate between Succession and Awakening because as you know, some class on Black Desert have different group damage. For example, very radical change between Succession and Awakening is Ranger class because as you know, Ranger Succession is range type, but when she using her Awakening, she become melee type. So Prebiz will differentiate either her Succession and Awakening group damage ratio in future. And by having this group damage ratio, so you can more easy to identify which opponent class your character can deal more damage or less damage after this update come. And once again, detailed info and calculation for this group damage ratio, Prebiz will share it first on Global Lab update and implement it to live server after that. Okay, that's all upcoming change for basic PvP in future. And next, we discuss about future update for any other PvP content. First, for Red Battlefield, in future Prebis will increase rewards from doing Red Battlefield significantly, but no detail info for the significant rewards from Red Battlefield, and for sure they will increase it either win or lose from this content. And the second content update is Red Battlefield matchmaking system. In future, all player will enter and start Red Battlefield at the same time, so no more player who let join on this Red Battlefield anymore. And if you're doing AFK during Red Battlefield, your rewards also will reduce significantly. Okay, next PvP content is about guild leads. In future, schedule for guild leads will be set after Arena of Solare end, so you can do both of this content without overlapping schedule anymore. And then about more people on guild to join guild leads, because guild leads is 10 versus 10 player between two guild, so maximum player to join guild leads is limited 10% per guild for each match. And because of this maximum participant issue, Prebis will add more group for guild leads, so each guild can have second and third team on guild leads. But take notice, only first team will be count each win and lose for guild MMR point, since second and third team, because result for second and third team is just for having fun participating on guild leads. And this match for team 1, 2, and 3 will occur at the same time with same order team on opponent guild, so the first team still the primary team on the guild, meanwhile the second and third team match result will not affected on guild score result, either their win or their lose. And Prebis already mentioned, to make sure there are no exploit with this content, Prebis will set first team to start first, and other team, either second team and third team only can join match if the first team match already starting, and I think the most unique, if in case there are no match is found during matchmaking, this guild group will match each other. Okay, next is future update for Arena of Solare. On this January 2025, Prebis plan to add replay mode for your Arena of Solare match, so you can rewatch Arena of Solare match with this feature. And the best part on this replay mode, you also can view this battle as third-person camera, that you can freely rotate the camera and also choose from another player perspective on this match. And the biggest thing, you also can share and download to view any other player match from any other region server across the world. For example, you can share replay match data from Korea server player and be play on NA and EU player client and etc. But Prebis already aware, since in future, they will continuously do class balancing. If someone try to replay record from previous patch, the old patch replay will not available to play on newer version anymore. So Prebis recommend to save them in form of video so you can watch it again in future. But surely in form of video, you cannot do interactive observation like rotating camera and view from other player perspective anymore. And with this replay update, Prebis hope player can make the best montage video about their Arena of Solare battle in future. Okay, next is future content update for Node and Conquest War. In future, limit gear score for Node and Conquest War will be unified, so people will not confuse anymore between limit stat for Node War and Conquest War. And then about Conquest War period, they will fix it in 2 hours period, so in future there are no more late night war during Conquest War. And because of this, extended time when destroying Castle Gate will be removed. And future update for Node War, since Prebis last time already bring back construction mode, they will increase Node War duration for this mode become 2 hours duration. And for any building on Node War also will be adjust to become more stronger than before, because recently we already have some update that increase people AP from Xoren and Karazad accessory update previously. And the last is big update on Black Desert Online is new PvP mount, is new mount dragon called Harbringer of Doom. So when this update come, your character can mount dragon in future and you can fly like shown on this clip. But how to get this mount? There are two ways that Prebis mentioned on this Calpheon Ball 2024. First is very hard and limited to get, since you need to become Castile Lord during Conquest War, and also even you already become Castile Lord, you need to reach Great Feats to get it. But sadly, Prebis not explain detail what Great Feat that they mention about, maybe kill certain number of player during last Conquest War or other else. Just wait Prebis announcement later. And the second way, this Dragon Mount can be used in War of the Roses. So during War of the Roses, player will be able to mount to control this dragon. But Prebis also mentioned to have privilege to mount this dragon, also not an easy journey. But once again, they didn't give detailed info yet what they mentioned about not an easy journey to mount this dragon in War of the Roses. But I think they mentioning about license or certificate to get right to mount this dragon, but I'm not sure. Just wait Prebis detail info in future, and surely I will share those info and guide you, so stay tuned on KingBroLy channel. And the best info, surprisingly, Prebis will give trial version for this dragon mount for everyone. And schedule for this trial dragon mount distribution, Prebis already set it after 16 January 2025 maintenance update. And this trial dragon mount called Duskwing. But this Duskwing dragon didn't have ability to unleash fire breath like Harbringer of Doom during War of the Roses. And because this is trial dragon mount, so this is not permanent mount that have expired date 14 days after you get it from these rewards. And I got some early info about Duskwing mount that Prebis prepare to release at 16 January 2025. As you can see, this is Duskwing emblem that you can register it to Dragon Stable Keeper in future. And there are 4 dragon skill, 3 of them is movement or flying skill, and 1 of them looks like fire breath skill for Harbringer of Doom. But for Duskwing, maybe this is like roaring skill, since Duskwing didn't have any offensive skill. And about how to get this trial dragon Duskwing at 16 January 2025, so far Prebis didn't mention any requirement, and stay tuned on my channel video update. I will info it later to you as soon as possible to get it. And looks like after 16 January 2024 maintenance update, since everyone can get this trial dragon, I think we will see many dragon roaming in Black Desert Sky on that day. Okay, we back to next upcoming PvP content, and this is brand new PvP content called Hardcore Server. This special PvP content like seasonal content, but for any player who love PvP, either veteran or new player. And for more detail, gladly Prebis already share developer commentary video in English version, so let's check what Prebis explain for this hardcore server.
By defeating other adventurers or monsters. These points reflect how good you are at combat and decision making. How you gather these points and when and where you choose to escape is entirely up to you. In the hardcore server, you will be provided with exclusive equipment. You'll start with basic gear and can acquire additional items through grinding, but you can only use them within the desert. There is no food or elixir buffs, the only information provided is yours and your enemy's survival points. You'll have to gather equipment and prepare for unexpected encounters. This is the overall concept of the content, and now let's
announced on last Calpheon Ball 2024, and let me know your thought or question related with all this future PvP content that Prebis already plan to release near future on this video comment section, and stay tuned on KingBroLy channel. I will share the 4th part summary Calpheon Ball 2024 that will focus discussing about upcoming new region that Prebis will release at end year 2025. And special thanks to all my membership for direct support via Patreon, Karya Karsa, and YouTube membership. Welcoming new membership, BlueSquadron as Gold member. And also my current member, DubyaDude, Doki, Aeyrton, Snoods, Xoren, Avrilka, Familia, Xenqn as Gold member. And also for all my silver and bronze member, thank you so much for all your direct support. This will make KingBroLy channel running and growing more faster. If you want to support me directly, I will very grateful. And as special thanks, I will put your name on my video depend on your support level. And be noticed at some level there are have some limit, so make sure you didn't get run out for this limited space. And I will put your name on every subsequent video that I release for the duration of your support. And if you want to join my membership to support me directly, you can go to any platform for Patreon, Karya Karsa, and YouTube membership. I already put link for this membership on this video description, or you can check on top right of this video. I already put card for Patreon link. Okay guys, that's all part 3 summary Calpheon Ball 2024 for upcoming PvP content that will release in future. Hope all this information can be useful for you. If you like this video, you can like and subscribe to my channel for another guide and update. Thank you for watching. See you next time.